Hey guys, this is a part 2 to that video I was just saying. I'm talking about how I started gaming, like what I started gaming on and why I started gaming. Sorry. And just to give you insight on why I think cheap games aren't that bad. You know, a lot of them aren't that bad. And as I was saying, I'll pick off where I left off. I had a bratty stepsister. I had my first console was a Wii. And she would always get better games than me, and it would always bug me. And okay, if you watch my past video, you know where I left off. Okay, but I always got some games. I always got cheap games. I don't have the exact. Well, actually, I do, but I have some of my old games right here. Some of my first games I have here because I always try to get them to work because they would always get scratched up by other people. You know, they'd always get dinged up, and I was hoping one of these days I was going to be able to play them. So I always just kind of held on to them in this case. And I had Resident Evil 4. I had 2 copies of that right now because, you know, I had bought that game so many times because it would always get scratched up. And actually, this is the Mario game that my stepsister had. And this is the Mario that my stepsister had. I was always hoping it was going to work one of these days. I kept it because it got scratched up, and it really bugged me because this was, see, my family wasn't a gamer, but I was trying to be a gamer. I love video games because I moved around a lot, and I never had that many friends, so I had a Wii. That's what I had. That was my friend. But I had Resident Evil 4 was my first favorite video game. I remember I beat that game. I remember how many times I played the first opening screen because it was my first violent video game. And a lot of the video games I played before was WWE, which isn't that hard, in Call of Duty, which I wasn't that good at, and Mario. So shows how the third-person shooter was way out of there for me. But remember, I loved that game. I loved it to death. But trying to get into it, I'm kind of half asleep. Usually when I start talking, my mind goes blank for some reason. And yeah, just get back to it. Trying to think about what I was doing. But she would always have the best games. Mario Galaxy, she had 1 and 2. I'm just now realizing these are good games because I hated them because she played them. She also played Just Dance, which I hated. I don't hate now, but I can see why they're made. Like, a lot of the games, she always had the best games. I always hated them just because, you know, she was a brat. But, I remember this was my console for so long. I got made fun of so much for having this. Because up until the 360 days, well, not up till like, sorry, I heard a noise. Up till the Xbox One started coming out, I still had this. And I think this is going to come out as just a how I started gaming thing. I was originally going to make it a Wii, what I think about the Wii. Only thing that sucks about having a Wii when I was little is after I got better consoles, I realized, like, I started having this feeling that the Wii was just really, really bad. Like, everything about it was bad. Like I guess all these bullying got to me. I thought he was bad just because they said he was bad. I'm realizing now that actually it's not that bad. Mario Galaxy I started playing because a lot of people say it was good, so I thought maybe I just hated it because C liked it, so I actually started playing it. I actually do like it a lot more than I originally did. And there's still good games for them. Ellie Bits is a game I recently picked up for. There's a lot of weird games, a lot of good games. Since I grew up on such crappy games, I didn't name all the games. I also got a lot of DS games that were just budget titles, like the cheapest games you can possibly find. I would always get those because, you know, it would be more games that I can play, you know, and, you know, be less likely for all of them to get scratched up. I got a lot of the WWE games, so I can tell which ones are bad and which ones are good. I love the ones that had story mode to them. I always liked those ones. But I think my last game I remember playing a lot on was Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which I have somewhere in here. Just gonna try to find it. Oh crap! You know, I'm just gonna keep recording because I'm too lazy to start this again. I'm tired. Okay. I have it somewhere in here. Just keep my wife on. Only thing that sucks is now I can play it, and yeah. But I'm glad I did keep all those Wii games, because after I got my Wii U, I didn't know anything about it because I was still new into it. I'll go in order. I will try to go in order. But that's enough I can say about this. I remember I did have a lot of the demos. I remember playing the demos. I remember it was so cool downloading the demos. Felt like I had a game. Like I remember Raids of the Gladiators was my favorite game on the Wii for a long bit of time. And I remember overdoing the motion controls when I was little. Okay, I'm going to skip the Wii phase because I feel like I'm talking too much about it. I just want to say, it's not as bad as I remember. Like, I remember a lot of the games I saved because they're so scratched up, I did end up playing once I was able to. And they're not as good as I remember, but not as bad. Not as bad. And eventually, I really wanted a new console. Like, I remember I didn't know anything about it until my mom's boyfriend was getting into video games at the time, and he would borrow my Wii and not his daughter's Wii to play. Like, he got Call of Duty, which I didn't mind because that meant I could play Call of Duty. That's my first Call of Duty game, Black Ops. I was scared of the zombies, but I liked it. I played the story mode. The only time I ever played a story mode on it because I had a lot of times where I didn't have internet. But that caused him to get because I guess I did get tired of him playing my Wii, because that meant I couldn't play Wii, but his daughter could while I was born. We didn't have cable at the time. I think we were slowly getting into having cable at the time, like at the time I'm talking about. But yeah, I wanted to play my games. Trying to think, because my mind's kind of going blank. I don't got a good mind. But when he got a Wii, it really sucked because I couldn't play it. I could see him playing these awesome games. I'm not sure if he would have let me play it because I never asked, because me and him didn't get along. So I never wanted to ask. Me and him, I didn't like his daughter, and he didn't like me. I didn't like him because he was a fat-ass piece of shit. But never mind. But eventually that caused me to want an Xbox 360. So one of these times for Christmas, that's what I asked for him, because I was like, that's what I asked for. And I got the original white 360, the one that didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it couldn't have Wi-Fi, so I remember trying to hook it up to the Wi-Fi, not knowing that it was like that. But I remember, like, my stepdad would always promise to get me Xbox Live, but whatever. He always promised a lot of that thing like that. But the only thing about it is he got the top game, and he did let me play those games. Like, he just didn't let me touch his system. But I remember that was the coolest moment of my life. I remember racing home to school every day to play it, because it wasn't best. Like, that was when the Xbox One was coming out, so it wasn't the best console. But I was finally able to play some of the newer things, and I was finally able to have what I would call a real controller. I don't have the original one, but this is just kind of an example. It feels really light. There's no rumble in it. This is the only classic controller I have. That's why I'm saying it. But it feels cheap. It probably felt better back then, but it always felt cheap when I played my sister's boyfriend thing. And when I snuck into my my stepdad's room and played his 360 while he's at work. And I remember I was really happy to have it. I remember my first games was I'm actually almost out of time again. My first games was Mortal Kombat vs. DC. I think I had a Call of Duty at first, but I think I might have just borrowed my stepdad's Call of Duty. Mass Effect, which I didn't like at the time because I was still coming from only having Resident Evil 4 as my best game, so it seemed kind of boring. And in Minecraft was another game because that was really popular at the time, so I really wanted it. And I remember that was really cool, the coolest thing. And I wanted to not focus too much about it because I had that console until it started breaking. And that's when I really started collecting a little bit. I remember I started building a good collection for it. My game stopped being scratched up as much. Because towards the end, I still had my Wii. And I still played it every once in a while. But it was so broken down, because that's the one that everybody played, that it was actually scratching my games, I felt. Because I would have a game, and I will admit, I was an angry child, so I might have thrown it a few times. But I would get a game, and a few seconds later, it would be scratched up. I remember I would try to get Mortal Kombat Armageddon again. I would try to get Resident Evil 4 because I couldn't connect to the internet, so I didn't know you could download Resident Evil 4. But eventually, I did eventually I did start to find out more because I was able to watch YouTube on my Wii. So that's what I watched YouTube on. That's why I still had my Wii. I watched Netflix and everything on there. And I was able to do research and watch gaming videos and all that. And I started realizing that I couldn't play online because I didn't have a newer 360. I needed adapters and everything. But eventually, I decided to upgrade to an Xbox One, which I really regret some of the things I did because I was so keen on upgrading. Because I had the 360 for around 2 or 3 years, and I feel 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years. Point is, I had it for a long time. It was breaking down. It was broken. I remember I had every excuse. I was trying to convince my mom to give me a new one. I might have accidentally made it look worse. Like, I actually broke it a little more to make it look worse than it is so I could upgrade it. I always wanted to upgrade, and it made me angry because my sister moved back home for a little bit, and seeing me playing 360, and she would make me mad because she hogged my 360. So she got her own 360, but hers was better than mine. You know, it was the newer one. But eventually, my mom upgraded me to the Xbox One, which is kind of where I get into my modern game because it was so cool. Like, I seen all, like I was able to afford games for a little bit. I was finally caught up, you know. And I remember I got that, and I remember I traded in all my 360 games. I really regret now that I collect, you know, but I wasn't that keen on it at the time. I just wanted something new. So I traded all my 360 games for 2 games. I got Mortal Kombat X, and I got GTA 5, which I didn't even end up keeping GTA 5 because my Xbox One broke down a while back. I didn't get, it was a used one, and every time they give me a new one, it was really messed up, you know, 'cause I got a used one, but so I could only trade it back in for a used 360. Well, not 360, a used Xbox One, so it was always scratched up because it had that glossy plastic. I really hated it, and the controllers they gave you were always really crappy. So eventually, I traded it for the Xbox One with the Halo, which actually the one I have now. So we're getting caught up in my gaming year. I might actually end this video in a second, but I might go to sleep because I can't think straight. When I get in these talking about these videos, my mind's not right. So my mind just kind of goes blank. I need to start writing scripts, you know. But thank you guys for watching. I will say this. That's the console I have now, and I'll try to get to 15 minutes. And since I thought that was so cool, the next Christmas I got a PS4 because that's what a lot of people had. I got me some games for that, and I don't have a lot to say about it because I was just trying to get all the game consoles I didn't have. And then Xbox One started being backwards compatible, and I started to get, and then I really want to get into the 360 again. So, like, I got Skyrim, even though, like, not Skyrim, I got Black Ops 3, well, not Black Ops 3, that wasn't out yet. I got Black Ops 1 because I thought it was going to be backwards compatible, but it wasn't yet, and I was really bummed about it. I remember I got a couple games for it, I was really excited for it, and I was really bummed about it, but we were doing better at the time because after that, I was the only child, so, you know, we didn't have to pay for anybody else. We were doing better, so one of these days, I actually got surprised because my mom told me to come out to the car, and, you know, she wanted me to take in groceries. I seen a black bag, and I was like, what's in here? Because I was curious, because she was supposed to just be coming home from work, you know, and it was a 360, this 360, the good 360 that my stepdad had, and things were really looking up, because I didn't have my stepdad at the time. I forgot to mention that my real dad moved back. My sister had a liver transplant, and my stepdad left because, like he left, and, you know, my mom was tired of him, tired of everything, like, because he didn't treat her that good, and we weren't living that much better. And my real dad came back because he seen how bad we were doing, and he wanted to help take care of me, and they ended up getting back together. And I'm gonna end this video now. This is actually gonna be a 3-parter. And thank you guys for watching. Please watch the next video, and see you guys later. I want to upload these. I really want to get my gaming history out. Thank you guys for watching. Please like this video.